how's it going? I hope everyone is doing well whenever you tune in and see this. So we're going to do the November readings for both Scorpio and Sagittarius. They're going to be the Bones and Charms readings. We are also going to real quickly just kind of go over some of the general astrology notes for November for everybody. And I want to make sure that our sound is good here too before we get started and all that good stuff. So let me just make sure. Okay, so sound is good. Turn that down. And then I just want to check real quickly too that on Facebook that it's set to public, because for some reason sometimes it doesn't post to public, it only posts to friends. All right, so I think now it should be public. Let me just double check here. Okay, yes. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the astrology notes and then get into the readings for both Sagittarius and for Scorpio. First of all, I want to say happy birthday to all the Scorpios out there, whether you've already had your birthday or your birthday's coming up. So happy birthday to all Scorpios for Scorpio season, yes, yes. And then I also wanted to say happy birthday ahead of time because we're not in Sag season yet, but since we're doing the November readings, we will be there after, what is it, the 21st of November. So happy early birthday to Sagittarius ahead of time. All right, so anyway, let's go ahead and get into it here for you guys. All right, so just want you to see a little bit of the incense going there for everybody. But yeah, since I'm getting a little bit late to these readings, but it is all divine timing. Today is November 5th when I'm doing this, but we're starting to do the astrology notes for all of November, okay? So first we have on November 1st, we did have the new moon in Scorpio, all right? And then on November 2nd, we had Jupiter sextiling Chiron. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion, right? It can rule religion, politics, travel, that kind of thing. Okay, so when it's sextiling Chiron, Chiron is the Greek god of, he's the wounded healer, so healing. Okay, so having maybe some healing themes around something to do with religion, politics, travel, etc. All right, and then also on November 2nd, it was kind of a big time. We had Mercury was entering officially into Sagittarius. So Mercury is how we communicate, right? So it could be going around more Sagittarius themes. And since Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, again, it could cover religion, politics, travel, those kinds of areas. And then on November 3rd, we had Juno entering into Scorpio. So Juno is associated with partners, commitments, marriages, okay? And when it enters into Scorpio water sign, Scorpio season that we're in now, it could be that there's more of like secret information coming out. Scorpio, ruler Neptune, right? Could be more creative energies also coming out, but maybe not seeing things all the way clearly within any partnerships, commitments, marriages, right? So it doesn't just have to be romantic relationships. It can be work partnerships, work commitments, that kind of thing. So again, these are just kind of general astrology notes we're talking about real quickly before we get into the Scorpio Bones and Charms reading, general reading. But also on November 3rd, the second aspect that we had was Mars entered into Leo, okay? So really it's talking about Leo energy, fire sign, Leo energy, power consciousness, okay? So not coming, like don't rush decisions around this time. So even though we're talking about November 3rd and today's November 5th, some of that energy can still be activated right now as well. So it's really talking about not rushing decisions, maybe channeling any destructive impulses, because Leo is like power consciousness and remembering to put things in proportion, not letting things get out of proportion, okay? So that's just one way to look at it there. Then coming up in the future on November 9th, since we talk about the planets and the asteroids and all the things we have and the moon, November 9th is the first quarter moon, all right? And then a few days later on November 11th, we have Venus enters into Capricorn. So Venus rules love, beauty, justice, themes, larger forms of money and assets. Okay, it's going to be entering into earth sign Capricorn. So it can kind of change the direction a little bit around like what is considered normal movement for things to do with love, money, and justice, right? What's normal movement and now in this more Capricorn earth kind of energy. All right. So that is definitely, where you have Venus in your chart can tell you a lot about your love language, of course, and things to do with justice and larger forms of assets and money. Maybe also let me get that out. Where you have Capricorn in your chart can tell you a lot about that. So if your Venus is in Capricorn, this could be like a special time, even more so for you. But even if you don't have your Venus in Capricorn, with Venus in general being in Capricorn, it is going to make us slow down around this time for those themes like love, beauty, justice. Okay. Now, as we move forward, the really big aspect here that we have, going on throughout the month is Saturn is going direct on the 15th. Okay. And on the same day, on November 15th, we also have a full moon in Taurus. So, Earth energy again with that Taurus energy. Okay. So, when Saturn goes direct, because it's been in retrograde for some time, it is now like our responsibilities, getting serious, getting organized with things may be even easier or more pronounced or stronger. Okay, since Saturn is now going direct, it also could be that some people are going to be receiving their karma if they weren't doing things in the right way and treating other people in themselves. So with Saturn going direct, you could also see people receiving their karma more as well. All right. But the next kind of thing that I want to talk about is on November 19th, Pluto enters into Aquarius, okay? And so this kind of goes back to, let me turn that down, Venus in Capricorn also on the 11th, because it's like Aquarius energy is, they're the rebel, right? They're the outcast, so to speak. They're humanitarian efforts and also being a leader, even though they have that more kind of outcast energy, but because they see things from a different perspective, maybe from the outside, in some ways they can then take that and be more of a leader later. Okay. So that is kind of asking us around like the middle of November, towards the end of November, like what it is to be human. Okay. Because when I forgot to say, when Venus change signs into Capricorn, it's gonna be there until 2043. So it's gonna be there for some time. And when Pluto enters into Aquarius, Pluto's also very closely associated with Saturn. It's like change of direction. What does it mean to be human? And so that's a very Aquarius kind of question, right? So it's going to be, more in the atmosphere for all of us to kind of think about that as well. And maybe more like humanitarian efforts and these kinds of things. Okay. So then a few days after that, we then welcome in that Sagittarius energy. So on November 21st, the sun moves into Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is similar in some ways to Aquarius energy, where it's asking us to kind of look at the bigger picture of things, okay? To kind of zoom out and have that bird's eye view of things, all right? And so depending on where you are in the world, right here in the US, for me, we're ending well, we're still in fall, but we're eventually going into that winter season. And so for some people, you know, when it's cold outside, so to speak, then they go inwards and they have more of that intuition and introspection of what happened throughout the year and kind of processing those things, and then maybe what they want to go towards eventually to the new year. But it does give that bigger picture kind of energy here too, for all of us. So then on November 22nd, the following day, we have the last quarter moon. And then the other kind of key big note here for November for all of us in terms of astrology notes is on November 25th, Mercury retrograde is happening, and it's going to be until December 15th. Okay. So, Mercury, the planet of communication, when it goes retrograde, it doesn't always have to be a bad thing, right? It just has us go over things and redo things. There can be a little bit of Mercury trickster energy too, but generally it would be like, let's revise, redo, release something. So you can look back at the last time Mercury was in retrograde a few months ago. It could have something to do with that, but it doesn't have to. But basically, again, it's going to have us go over some things or review, revise, release some things until December 15th. So some people say to not make huge decisions during Mercury retrograde if they're new decisions, if they're decisions you've already been going through when it wasn't in retrograde, then you're usually pretty good. But if it's new decisions, it's kind of like, well, let's slow down and wait a little bit if we can. But of course, it's on an individual basis and all of that. Use your intuition, your common sense all the time, right? All right. And so then on November 27th, moving forward, we talked about November 25th was Mercury retrograde beginning. Then on November 27th, we have Saturn is quintiling Uranus, okay? And so Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius again. So Saturn being connected with that Pluto and that Uranus Aquarius energy. But really what it's saying here for November 27th or around there, so it's not exact, right? Since time is fluid and relative, it talks about implementing plans now and reviewing agreements and contracts again until December 15th. So that's that reviewing agreements and contracts is also more of the Mercury retrograde thing that we already talked about. All right. And then it looks like our last astrology note here is for November 30th. We have the asteroid Athena Pallas, or just Pallas as some people say it, but the full name is Athena Pallas. It's also going to be entering into Earth sign Capricorn. So when we talk about Athena Pallas, the Greek god of wisdom, a goddess of wisdom, she's associated with the arts, with defense, right? Justice, intuition. Okay, so it's going to be entering into Earth sign Capricorn, so slowing down that energy, and maybe this time of year for all of us, depending and not depending on where you are in the world, regardless whether it's summer or fall, winter, where you are, right? It could be that our artistic creative energy is stronger at this time. More wisdom and intuition and themes around defending things or finding justice with Athena here. She's usually shown sometimes with her shield and her sword, right? So that's that defense and justice energy coming in. So it could just be having us slow down and look at those aspects, or those aspects will be stronger for certain people, depending on how sensitive you are. All right, but that's kind of like the general astrology notes for November for everybody. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that aside, and we're gonna go ahead and now get into the Scorpio energy for November. So when I shuffle my bones and charms here, they do make a little bit of noise. So just keep that in mind. And also I'm going to do a quick sound bell for all of us as well, to take a couple of moments to just take some deep breaths, okay, and kind of get into the energy of Scorpio. And then once we've basically casted and thrown all the bones and charms, then I'll hold the camera up from a more bird's eye view, kind of like this, okay? So you can see all the different areas and where things are falling when we get deep into the reading, all right? But just for now, I'm going to kind of sit the camera down here. You can watch the incense and stuff. All right. But yeah, we're gonna do a quick sound bell first, and then we will cast the bones and charms here. All right. Let's put this aside over here a little bit for Scorpio. So if you want to take a deep breath or just listen, whatever feels right for you. All right. But this sound bell and the incense, it does clear energy from previous readings in general for the bones and charms, and for myself and for you guys. All right, so here we go. So this is going to be for Scorpio for November. Gonna put that aside over here. And I got this cute little bones and charms crystals and hearts from another reader. It was very sweet. So shout out to Tammy if she's around. Hey Tammy, there's a bones and charms little crystals you gave me in hearts. So super cute. All right, anyway, let's put this back down here and go ahead and do our casting. All right, so spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for water sign Scorpio for November. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for Scorpio for their highest good. What does Scorpio need to see? What does Scorpio need to know for their highest good for November? Messages for Scorpio. Messages for water sign Scorpio, the Scorpion for November. Messages for Scorpio. Oh, wait a minute. One just dropped on the floor. Hold on. Technical issue there. Okay. Want to make sure we have all of our options. Okay. Just a little bit more shuffling with the bones and charms, and then we'll get started. Okay. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for water sign Scorpio, the Scorpion for November, please. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands. What does Scorpio need to see? What does Scorpio need to know for their highest good? Scorpio. Messages for Scorpio. All right. Messages for Scorpio. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for water sign Scorpio, the Scorpion for November for the highest good. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Scorpio, the Scorpion for November for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Scorpio, the Scorpion for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Scorpio, the Scorpion for their highest good for November. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Scorpio, the Scorpion. All right, let's move some stuff over here. Actually get that off of the mat. I forgot that was so close there, but that's all right. Turn up the music a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to flip over some of the bones and charms here so we can see everything, and find my pen. I lost my pen. Oh, there we go. All right, and then I'm going to hold the camera up here now. Hopefully, actually, yeah, let me turn on one more light. It's kind of darker than I realized. 1 second. The way the sun is going today. All right, let's put this here. I plugged the light for some reason. There we go. That might be good. Let's see what we have for you, Scorpio. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and flip over some of the bones and charms just so you guys can see everything clearly. The ones that I can, that won't disturb the other ones. And then we'll kind of find out which section and where Spirit wants to start the reading for you, Scorpio. Again, happy birthday to all the Scorpios out there, whether you already had your birthday or it's coming up. That one. See if I can try it and then push it back to where it was. Okay, I think that's good enough for now because there's some I don't want to disturb because they're so close together. Okay, maybe this one, that's the last one. All right, I will take a quick picture here because I do post that as well on my Facebook page after the live is done for some people who want to come back later and see everything. Okay. All right, and now let me see real quickly where Spirit wants me to start. Let me actually put this down for a second again. Spirits, where would you like me to start the Scorpio reading? Spirits, guide my hands. Where would you like me to start the Scorpio reading? Okay, it's like here and here, but out here it feels stronger. So that's where we're gonna start. Basically where your lucky rabbit's foot is out here. Now, when we see stuff outside of the black mat, this is just energy from the past, okay? Hold on. Whatever the past is for you. Okay, so this whole reading here, it could be about you or someone else, multiple people, general environment, situation, okay? Again, take it how it may resonate, but basically this is where the spirits want to start the reading here. So technically that would be in the body and mental health section, okay? So we have all these different sections. We have relationships and love, we have work and money, and we have spiritual unconscious over here. And then we have stuff that falls in the middle and another little circle that kind of affects all the different areas. But again, they want to kind of start out here. So that's what we'll do. All right. So out here with this lucky rabbit's foot, Scorpio, it could be that in terms of your body and mental health or someone else's body and mental health, there was possibly a lot of good luck in those areas in the past here. Not only with your lucky rabbit's foot, but also with your buckeye that's all the way out here. And then we have the symbol for Saturn as well, out here as well. So it could be that in general terms here, since this is a general reading for you, Scorpio, or depending on where you have Scorpio in your chart, right? Everybody is welcome. But basically, there was a lot of abundance and good luck, but there was also maybe something to do with a lot of responsibility in terms of, your own health or someone else's health, or just the energy in general here with Saturn. Okay, now when we go back this way, and I'm going to try to get as close as I can here, Scorpio, the green lucky rabbit's foot is laying on top of one of the first raccoon penis bones here. All right, and then that is touching, and I'll flip it over, I forgot to do that, the conch seashell here. Okay, so this is really nice actually, Scorpio, because we have, masculine energy here and then feminine energy here. So we're still talking about what's going on here in the past, okay, but it goes into the future, current, present energies as well. All right, but the other thing to notice here is that we have the snake vertebrae is touching one of the bumblebees, okay? So here, Scorpio, it's like something to do with your individual power, your community power, and your individual power in terms of where you find your support for someone or for your own body and mental health here in the past. There could have been more support from your support systems, like your friends, family, romantic lover, etc., whatever your support system is, right? Like literally, I'll have your back, okay? But also because it's the snake vertebrae, it could be talking about something to do with change, okay? So maybe the support systems were changing a little bit in the past, or your support system was helping you through some changes here. Also, in terms of your community efforts, maybe where you inspire other people with their own body and mental health, or other people inspire you, vice versa, right? But it's that community effort, serving the queen honeybee, and that individual effort. Because if each honeybee quit, right, there would be no queen bee, she would die, and there would be no honey. Okay, and it's really interesting because your other honeybee is here as well. So I have two in this whole kit, okay, and so they're both in the past. Now, if you pull out here and see, we have these dotted lines that separate the sections. So part of it is in your body and mental, and then the other part is right on the line and crossing over into your relationships and love. And so that would be all relationships, right? It would be romantic, platonic, with friends and family, and self-love, okay? But I feel like maybe in the past, because there was all this abundance, again, with the buckeye here, and then also your lucky rabbit's foot, there was also like this more proactive approach, okay, to, again, sense of community power, individual power. Okay, so maybe where you're affecting others, or others were affecting you, or other people, or just the general environment situation in terms of somebody's body and mental health. Okay, so we'll go back later when we're in that other section to what else is outside of the map, but here I kind of want to focus on this section. So you have both of your raccoon penis bones here, very close to each other, if not almost touching. And this one is really more in the body and mental health line as well. Okay, and what's really interesting here too is we have Leo the lion here, touching that as well. So it could be something for some people reference to a person that has a lot of Leo in their chart, or sun sign Leo. It could be referencing Leo season of this year, of last year, of next year, or it could also just be where you have Leo in your chart, but just like the general characteristics of Leo. So it's like passion, creativity, fire, Leo energy. So when we talk about fire in terms of our body and mental health, that's really a good thing. Okay, so again, maybe using this more proactive masculine energy with the raccoon penis bone here to find the passion, the creativity, to get fired up within our body and our mental, and in a more positive way. And it's really beautiful if you follow it down here, Scorpio. It then leads to the peace doves here, if you can see it once the camera focuses. And so it's like, it's a more proactive and fiery energy, but it doesn't have to be like over the top, because then it leads to this beautiful peaceful energy with the peace doves. Okay, so there's like a nice kind of flow there leading to that peaceful energy. Now this peaceful energy does though lead to what's known as the cat's eye here, and then we have the spider and the spider web underneath it. So I'll go ahead and kind of flip it over so you can see a little bit better the spider and the spider web here. It was kind of right on the line between these different sections and crossing over into the middle circle. Okay, but now I'll go ahead and put the cat's eye that was on top of it. Okay, it was something like that. So cat's eye means that we're not seeing something clearly here, or someone else isn't. If it's not you or the general environment situation, it could have something to do with someone's health, okay, in their physical environment, their physical body. And it could have something to do with perhaps the root chakra here, because if you look at all the individual sections, right, one has a money symbol, one has a heart, the other one has a cross. This one, even though it's kind of upside down, is a person meditating. So it doesn't have to be, but it could be something to do with someone's groin area, the reproductive area. If we're talking about physical health, and of course I'm not a doctor, so always consult your actual, doctors. But it could be, since again we're here doing a bones and charms reading, it could be more about the root chakra or the energetic health areas, not so much saying for the other physical stuff, but again, always consult your own um, personal practitioner and doctor, because I'm not a doctor. All right. Pretty obvious, but sometimes I have to say it just as a disclaimer for some people. But anyway, whatever this is, there could be something that not seen clearly here, but it's like if there's something that's not fully known, on the other side you do have that peace doves that we talked about. Okay, so I don't want to say it like in a scary way, right? I never like to do that in my readings anyway. Knowledge is power. Okay, and never want people to walk away feeling scared, because that's just not cool, right? It's just like, hey, just be aware and check if there's something there, check it out, right? um, and it could just be energetically. I also see something here that you could be hearing this month in November, Scorpio, um, that is something that you really need to chew over and digest, because the listening bells here are then attached to the deer tooth. So I did get a couple of new bones in my kit that I've been meaning to get for a while, a couple small pieces. So that's one of the newer ones that I got. Okay. So when I think of deers, right, I think of them as an animal that is gentle. Okay. They still take up space in their large animals, of course, but I think of like purity, and in a lot of different cultures, if you think of reindeers and you're talking about Santa Claus, right? It's like this pure kind of magical energy. So, but because it's a tooth bone, it is still talking about chewing over and digesting something here, really thinking through something here. So here, Scorpio, you could be hearing something, or someone else is hearing something, or multiple general environment situation is hearing something. Because over here now you have your another human teeth bone. So it's like there could be a lot of kind of transformative energy here in terms of someone's body and mental health. Okay, with this human teeth bone then touching the butterfly, so there is a transformation going on here. Okay, and I like this here for you, Scorpio, for another person, multiple people, etc. Okay, whatever it is, because if we look back this way a little bit, I wanted to mention that it's kind of half in the mat on the black mat and half on the white mat. So here's a lock. This is going to talk about stagnant energy. So it's like a little bit started in the past, and that could have been again with that Saturn energy. So something to do with responsibilities, getting organized, this more kind of stern Saturn energy in terms of someone's health here. But I feel like whatever that is, it's small. Okay, it could be in the beginning of November, but again, what is time is different for everyone, the way we experience time. But it then goes over here to our scissors, okay, touching the puzzle piece, and then we have the horseshoe and the ladybug inside, so another good luck kind of element here, and it's right on the mental word on the mat. Okay, and so it's like there could be something that needs to be cut away here, Scorpio, in terms of your mental health or someone else's. And if it's cutting away negative stuff, the way that we think about something or our thought patterns, let's say as an example, that's a big piece to the puzzle, to let go of some of that stagnant energy and move towards that transformative energy and bring in more good luck here too. Okay. Now the other small thing I do see here is right on the line between spiritual and conscious and our body and mental, where we're at, right, is the cup. Okay, so this represents our emotions. So there could be a lot of emotions in the environment here, going back to the spider and the spider web. Like throughout the month, this could have something to do with travel, like physically traveling, or it could be there's a lot of emotions when we have more movement in terms of our body and mental, right? If we have stuff trapped in our body, which can cause illness, right? That's what illness is. Then the more that we get that stuff out, it can bring out more emotions, let's say, that need to be released. Okay, so there could be a lot of movement in general here in terms of the body and mental health with the bicycle right on the line. Could have something to do with actual physical travel, and also it could have something to do with exercise, right? So again, the more that we move the body, the more that we can release things that may be trapped there. So there could be something, because it was like right on the line, kind of a little bit underneath the cat's eye, maybe something that we're not seeing, but as long as we get that movement in there, whether it's physical movement or just like having that transformative energy with the butterfly. So things are changing, things are moving, right? The bicycle wheels are turning, okay? Because I do see that like throughout the whole month, if we again pull out here Scorpio, whatever falls in that center circle is going to affect all the different areas. We also have the freedom cuffs here. So this could have something to do with um, Libra energy, which doesn't have to be, okay? Um, but or a Libra person, etc. But it's really about where can I get more freedom in my life, freedom to be happy here with the sun charm underneath the freedom cuffs as well. So this is one of my skulls here too. It's right on its side, so I'll just turn it so you can see it, okay? So where you see the skulls in a reading can tell you where someone's mind is at, will be at, or already is, right? So you have one in work and money over here, and then you had one turned on its side, right? Right in the center there, affecting all the different areas. So throughout the month, Scorpio, you could have a lot of stuff on your mind or someone else's, multiple people, general environment, situation. But whatever all this different areas is, it's like, how do I find more freedom and happiness in my environment with the spider and the spider web? And how do I keep kind of having more freedom moving forward? Okay, so I definitely like that here for you. And again, we're still in Scorpio season until the 21st. So I feel like, you know, if you are a sun sign Scorpio or you have a lot of Scorpio in your chart, it would make sense that you're like, okay, this is my month, this is my birthday month, right? Where can I find my happiness? Or even if you don't like birthdays, right? It could just be you're feeling more in your element in a lot of ways too, with different placements moving throughout Scorpio during Scorpio season. But yeah, just know there could be like some more emotions there as well. But naturally, since we're kind of already on this line, I want to now move into this section here, Scorpio. So now we're going to move into the spiritual unconscious area for this month. And I'm just going to turn up the music a little bit there so we have a little background noise, hopefully not too loud. Ambient music, and sometimes it has commercials. But anyway, so now when we're in this spiritual unconscious section, there's not too much going on. A little bit here on the line going off of the mat, okay, right on the line, but it's more so in work and money, so I'll leave it over there, okay. But since we were already talking about these other elements, right, we talked about the emotions with the cup here, and there is also something going on here, and I'm waiting for the camera that it would go to focus. I was moving a little bit too much. We have the strawberries here. So there could be something about going over the details spiritually, unconsciously, that maybe make you a little bit more emotional or make someone else, or it's the environment, right? But again, that could be because someone is going through some type of transformation. So when we talked about the body and mental health transformation, right, we are not just our body and our mind, we also are our spirit, right? So it makes sense that we would see that there as well. Now, really, I would say the majority of your bones and charms this month here, Scorpio, is in spiritual unconscious and in work and money. You have other stuff there too, but the majority of them fell here, okay? So a lot definitely going on with this transformation. So the first big thing I see here is the alligator claw. Okay, so this is about manifesting and striving. It's also another symbol for good luck. And it's really cool because this time the book charm landed right on top there, Scorpio. And then if you can see also the safety pin is going through one of the nails of the alligator claw. So there's some type of information, spiritual, unconscious information that's coming in either from you to someone else or from someone else to you, or comes in general from your spirit guides, guardian angels, since we're in the spiritual unconscious section. But it's something that's going to feel safe. Okay, so I really like that that safety pin is there. So whatever this is, I don't feel like it's a bad thing. Okay, it could be some type of validation or confirmation I'm hearing. This could also have a lot of feminine energy attached to it. If we can see here, we also have the feminine charm. Okay, so it could come from someone that has a lot of feminine energy, or it just carries that kind of energy itself if it's not a person. Okay, so feminine energy, as a stereotype, would be that soft receiving energy. And because it's like bringing in this information, or the information is going out, whichever way, it's a safe energy. Okay, so I definitely like that. Now, this information here, Scorpio, kind of turn a little bit this way and try to get the camera to focus. Um, it could be something that has something to do with past lives, or is a long time coming here with the seashell charm right on the line, and then also leading into your ship anchor. So this is about where we find freedom and safety. We drop the anchor when we need to stop, and we lift it when we need to go. Now it did fall on top of, and I'll flip it over here so you can see it. Okay, that's the seahorse. So that's my symbol for family, right? So this can be actual blood family, or it can be your tribe, whatever you consider your family. So there could be something going on here, Scorpio, in terms of like where you have freedom and safety with a parent, or being a parent, or again something with the blood family, or it could just be whatever you consider your tribe, your friends, etc. Okay, but again, I don't see it as a bad thing, and I also see that was right on the line right behind it here in both spiritual and unconscious, and in work and money, is the key charm. So it's like finding answers. Okay, and then over here is the turtles half hiding underneath this big yes coin, right? That's also on the line in both of the sections. And then you have Cupid there. So that's beautiful. So the way I interpret this, Scorpio, is that the people that you love and the people that love you want you to go slow with some of these answers that may come in, having something to do with family, or being a family, or whatever you consider your tribe. Go slow with it, but it's like a very positive yes energy here. And again, with both the book charm here and then your letter message document envelope charm here, excuse me, it's like there's going to be a lot of information this month. All right, either coming from you, or coming out from someone else to you, or just in general. But whatever this is, this then kind of connects to the fork, and then we have the corn charm here, and then we have the witch charm on the other side. So the witch charm for me is a symbol for friends, or a friendly like energy. Okay, so when we talk about the fork, it's what are we eating, but because we're in spiritual unconscious, is what are we feeding ourselves spiritually unconsciously. And this information that may come from people that we love and friends, right? About something to do with family. Okay, where can we find substance that we're spiritually unconsciously digesting the right things? Because there's a whole lot going on down here, and I'm gonna have to pull them out with my pen here individually. But the first thing that I can see is the money bags here. Okay, so it's like spiritual abundance, big time. Okay, also looks like we have the hummingbird here, Scorpio. So here it's what are we naturally good at? Okay, spiritually, unconsciously, and do we care what other people think? Okay, in terms of our spiritual life, what matters to us unconsciously when we're sleeping, when we're alone, deep down in our gut reactions to things. So I'm gonna have to move some of these out so I can just see what's really going on here. So I think this is the wish charm. Yep. I'm just gonna line them up here for a second. I put the money bags over here too. Okay, so I'll kind of stop and just put the coin charm here. So where it was. What are we wishing for, or someone else, or multiple people, general environment, situation, in terms of what we're naturally good at and not caring what other people think? Because with the hummingbird flies backwards, but they get the sweetest nectar and they're the fastest bird. So they do something a little bit different that's less traditional. So is there something that you're wishing for that is less traditional, but you know will make you happy and bring more spiritual abundance to you or to someone else, right? And what does this also have to do here, Scorpio, with some type of leap of faith with the frog here? And then we've got the elephant, and then we have the yin and yang symbol. So, what does this have to do with taking some type of leap of faith, something about memories or remembering something and finding balance? So, again, this is all under, or was hiding underneath that alligator claw. So, what are we striving for, manifesting, reaching for spiritually, unconsciously? Because it's like your spiritual team this month here, Scorpio, wants you to make some type of leap of faith, or you're going to, or someone else, or just the energy in general. Because it's like there's, I rarely see, okay, let me say this, I rarely see the hummingbird like right next to the frog. Okay, I hope you can see the frog there. So it's some type of leap of faith and not knowing what the outcome is going to be. That's what a leap of faith is, having faith, not knowing the outcome, doing it anyway, okay? Because there's all this abundance and balance, okay? And balancing memories, all right? Because then if we go this way, Scorpio, on the other side, all right, there is a lot of emotions, right? We said over here with the cup right on the line, and then we have the water charm here. But I don't feel like it always has to be bad. We can feel them, and it can be overwhelming, and it could be overwhelmingly good sometimes too, and then move through that, right? So you can have good stress and bad stress, right? Good things happening and still be a little stressed out about it. But on the other side of that witch charm, we do have the 4-leaf clover, and on the other side of the water charm, then we have the mermaid is kind of hiding underneath the bat here, Scorpio, and then on the other side is the coffin, okay? So something about, let me flip the coffin over so you can see it a little better. Sometimes it's hard on the black mat, but maybe it was better before. I don't know. Anyway, there it is. Something about longing for more good luck, because when we have the coffin, it's a symbol for passed on loved ones, friends, family, ancestors, however you want to, say or identify with. They want to bring this good luck to you because they know that over here, a little bit throughout the month, there may be some small confusion and challenges spiritually, unconsciously, with the cloud here and the mountain charm, okay? But they want you to be proactive with this, okay? With the coyote penis bone over here is not touching but very close. And also remember, we have Pegasus the winged horse. It kind of gets lost sometimes in that ornate stuff. So going back to your freedom in the center, someone with the skull here thinking a lot about, where do I find my freedom in my environment? How can I keep moving to find my happiness? Then you got Pegasus, also freedom over here too. So that's like a big kind of theme here for this month for you, Scorpio. Now, if we go this way, you have your lightning bolt here. This is new ideas, okay? And the more flexible that you can be, or someone can be, or the energy can be with this dog ankle bone here, over time with the rope charm, this can help you with either astral travel or traveling spiritually, unconsciously, or something to do with like just the healing power of water, okay? So I just really feel like your spiritual team is saying feel the emotions, and that it don't always have to be bad and they can be overwhelming, but feel them and keep moving, because there's something about here too with the bat, like vibrations. So bats can't see, so they use echolocation and they communicate with sound. Okay, so when we're talking about emotions, sometimes for some people, it can be hard to communicate with just words, right? So it could be something about vibrations or singing or music or whatever it is. Like your spiritual team wants you to know that maybe when some of these new ideas come in, or with just in general, when we remain more flexible and flexible about going over something with the details here too, because that dog ankle bone was really close to the strawberries there, the details. Okay. Um, but yeah, let's keep moving and then now go into over this way, your other section for work and money, where a lot of your bones and charms ended up this month as well. Okay. All right, let's see what we have here. So we talked about a couple of things that were right on the line, and it doesn't look like you have too much in the past here in terms of what's falling outside of the mat for your work and money section. Really only that star there. Okay, I'll just move over some of this stuff. And a little bit on the line over here, that seashell, but we'll get more into that for the other section. So with that star being right on the line between spiritual and conscious and now work and money, this is like following our North Star. So I feel like if there was something in terms of what you do for work or what you do for money, or even if you're retired, what you do to feel a sense of value or valuing others or paying others, right? It's like following that North Star maybe started in the past, and then it moves into that beautiful yes coin that we mentioned a little bit too. Let me see if I can stay still and then we'll focus a little better again. But it's like go slow with that. That yes may not happen right away. It might not be at the beginning of November, right? It could be throughout the month or even going into December, because that turtle was hiding underneath it. But it's going to bring perhaps more answers in terms of your work and money as well. Because look, this is really cool. It's like trying to turn the camera this way so you can see it, Scorpio. There's a question mark coming out of this skull, out of somebody's head in their ear on one side, and then on the other side is the turkey wishbone coming out of the other ear. Remember we said something, where was it, about listening, okay, in your body and mental, and that teeth bone there, the deer teeth bone. So listening, something about a body and mental spiritual transformation. But here it's also something about listening, and we just said something about music and vibration. So I don't know, the ears could be ringing more this month, Scorpio, or there's something about listening, okay, and the different ways that we can listen, not just with our physical ears. But if there was some questions, right, about something to do with work or money or being valued or a sense of value, again, not far from the question mark is the answer, is the key. So that's like really reassuring. You don't always see those very close to each other like that. So that's really cool, Scorpio. Now, if we go this way, we have your dragonfly here that was also very close to, if not on the line, touching the seashell, and then that feminine charm, feminine energy. So again, what are our dreams in terms of work or money or being valued, and how can we get and use that soft feminine receiving energy, okay, to perhaps bring in more yeses, okay? We also have something going on here, perhaps Scorpio, either with a Pisces or a Sagittarius, or during Pisces season or Sagittarius season, or maybe even where you have Pisces or Sagittarius in your chart, because we have the twin fish here, and then we have the Sagittarius symbol, the bow and arrow, okay? But if it's not anything to do with necessarily the zodiac energy, this is about how can we go more with the flow, and the bow and arrow is our target, our dream. So again, with the dragonfly, what are our work and money dreams? How can we go more with the flow, not go against the tide or the stream, but flow with it? All right. There could be something here too, Scorpio, where something is going to happen during fall season, with depending on where you are in the world, that'll be different times for people. But with the leaf here on top of the fish, it could be like during fall season or something about fall. There's going to be more prosperity here. But if it's not fall season, okay, it could just also be that leaf is also is very similar to like the Native American feather here. So it's a clearing agent. So dead leaves fall, so new leaves can come in later in the spring and the summer, right? So where do we need to clear? Maybe something to do with our work and money goals and dreams and targets so we can have more prosperity. It's definitely a clearing, two elements here showing up. This could be either, you know, going to be with a teacher, a mentor, a guide, or something about your own leadership qualities. But I like that the apple is between both the leaf and the feather here, and it's sitting right on the money symbol here too. So that's really interesting. Now, this could have something to do with like the coyote clause over here too. So it's like coyotes are pack animals, and we're talking about work and money. So it could have something to do with like the people that we work with, right? Even if we work alone, there could something also be going on within the home here with the chair that was right on the side. So could be our physical home, wherever we call that, apartment, wherever we live, whatever, right? But it could be more like, well, where do we feel at home when we're working or with the money? It could be something about side hustles. It's going to be different for everybody because this is a general reading, right? But your angels are showing up here with that work and money wish going this way, right in the center. That's so beautiful. This is higher vibrations, okay? This is your angelic team, like wanting to help you for whatever you wish for in terms of work or money or being valued if you no longer are physically working, right? They want also with the other coyote penis bone here on the side, how can we be more proactive with that? How can we use that masculine energy? And we're talking about as a stereotype, masculine energy would be more proactive in the physical world, the 3D physical world in terms of work and money. Made more sense sometimes when we saw the more feminine energy and the spiritual. Not that they don't both cross, right? We all have masculine and feminine, but it's being more proactive here. And this could have something to do with actual children here, Scorpio, or someone else's children, or just a childlike energy, okay? Because it's like, goes from the head, right? The other skull here, out of the ear, the turkey wishbone, coyote penis bone underneath, and then it goes to the baby. So it could be like, how can I have more childlike energy, youthful energy in terms of work and money or being valued? Or how can I have more work and money to help my children or other people's children? It can go a couple of different ways, but it's like someone is deeply thinking about this here throughout the month here, Scorpio, with your other human teeth bone being right here, okay? And there's also something about support here, okay? So this is one of my other newer bones. This is a whale vertebrae bone. So this is our support vertebrae, is our back, right? When I think of whales, water, that's you, Scorpio, right? But also they're a huge animal. They are also pack animals or pod animals, if you want to say it that way, right? They have whale pods, dolphin pods, families. So there's something here about support, maybe feeling a little separate at the beginning, but I'm trying to remember where we saw it. Oh yeah, all the way out in your past, back here in body and mental, we had your snake vertebrae. So support systems maybe changing a little bit in the past, some type of evolution with that. But then over here, maybe now it's not changing as much and it's more solid. Again, it will be different for everybody. But the other thing here too is now we have a piece of this is the armadillo backbone, part of their vertebrae too. So it's like a lot of support is maybe, it feels during the month of September more separate, or the animals like the whale and the armadillo. Armadillos, right? They hide kind of in their shell. They got that thick shell. When I think of whales, I think of healing and singing and water. Armadillos, earth energy more, so to speak. So it could be something about like going back and forth in terms of your work and money, of being working with others in the pod, right, in that pack animal mentality, and then also like going into your shell and being on your own here. But there's definitely aspects of support and what it means to be supported or feel at home with the work or the money here that are showing up. But don't forget, that could be good stuff too. But you have that huge yes coin here, okay? That's in the majority. So if there's something that you're wishing for in terms of work or money, you could get it this month, Scorpio. So I like that for you too. All right. Now let's kind of pull back out here for a moment before we move to your last section here, which will be relationships and love, okay? And I can see here, Scorpio, we got a couple things in the past that have fallen outside of the black mat. So we'll talk about those first and then kind of move inwards. So the first thing I see all the way back here, and when I was casting, it actually fell into some of my other things that aren't part of my kit. So I just kind of moved it out so you guys can see it. Okay, so this is the Libra symbol. Okay, the balance scales all the way out here. We have the seashell. This is my listening seashell, as I call it. Okay, that's right on the line between those two sections. And then we have the crown here. Okay, and then if we go this way, Scorpio, we have another human teeth bone here. We have the masculine charm, and then we have the nutmeg. Okay, so in the past, in terms of relationships, romantic, platonic, with friends and family, self-love, all the types of relationships, there could have been a lot of thinking about the masculine aspects in terms of creating more abundance in our relationships here with the nutmeg, how to have our relationships more fruitful, more successful, more just full of life, right? All the things. And then on this side, Scorpio, it's like somebody in the past, or an energy, if it wasn't you yourself or another person, it could just be an energy, was maybe listening to also like, well, how do I have more balance in my relationships, more justice, more beauty? Also, how do I balance maybe with someone who's a higher up here? Okay, so it could be a work partnership or work relationship, or your own leadership qualities here with the crown. Okay, just showing you how it would look if it was like all the way up, but it fell over to its side, which doesn't matter. But basically, yeah, how to listen to these things and maybe bring these things more together was maybe going on more in the past in terms of relationships. Okay, now when we move inward here, we got the coyote claw here, and we also have two different coyote claws. We also have this is a bobcat tooth, okay, because it's huge, but bobcats are pretty big, right? But that's a tooth there. And then we also have that other human tooth bone over there. And this bobcat tooth was sitting kind of facing down right on the word love on the mat, okay? And so it's like chewing over, digesting, not only in the past, but in the future, current, present energies, maybe what my relationships mean to myself and to others. Okay, if I think of cats, I think of bobcats too, being like fierce protection. So being maybe very protective and what it means to be protective in these different relationships for somebody here, or for multiple people, general environment situation. And then I also see that there is perhaps some irresponsibility here for someone or some energy, but it doesn't feel like a huge thing throughout the month, because you had spirit more wanting you to focus on spiritual, unconscious, and work and money, and then you had a little bit in body and mental. But I would say the least amount of bones and charms is actually in relationships and love this month. And I do like that irresponsibility coin, okay, was a little bit on the heart here in the center, but underneath it, right, is a lizard. So there's healing. So if there's a part of someone's heart chakra that has been irresponsible, or someone's been irresponsible with part of your heart chakra, or however it works, again, friends, family, romantic, self-love, there's healing on the other side, okay? So just be aware, but I do like that the lizard is there, all right, and being proactive with that. And there's also, if we go this way, away from that other coyote claw, you have over here, okay, the broom. So clearing, okay? What can we clear in our relationships that no longer serves us? The way we respond in certain relationships, or certain relationships, the whole thing needs to go, whatever it is, will be different for everybody. But also here with the skeleton hand, okay, just like your coffin that was back here, this is another symbol for passed on loved ones, friends, family, ancestors, your spiritual team. They really want you to do this clearing, okay? Whatever it may mean for you or someone else. They also want you to clear that irresponsibility energy in the heart chakra so we can have more healing, okay? And that more protective energy with the bobcat tooth. Now here with my symbol for Capricorn, this could have something to do with Scorpio, a particular person who's a sun sign Capricorn, or where you may have Capricorn in your chart, or someone else's chart, or Capricorn season of this year, of last year, of next year, right? But Capricorn season would be more in December, January, half of December, January coming up. Or if it's none of those things, it could just be like, well, where can I put in the work? Or where can someone else put in the work in a relationship? Because Capricorn energy, the goats, it's about resilient energy. They never give up, okay? So if they go up the mountain and it's a difficult path and they may stumble a little bit, they're going to climb right back up the mountain. So it's like putting in the hard, earth-moving, slow energy, putting in the work into one relationship or multiple relationships here. And again, how that affects not just you and someone else, but your whole environment. Because if we go back out to that main circle for all the sections, remember you have your skull here and then the spider and the spider web, the environment. So putting in the effort into your relationships with yourself and others to also find more happiness and more freedom and just keep moving forward, okay? But yeah, that is your reading, dear Scorpio. So I hope some of that makes sense, and maybe it will later as well. Always feel free to come back and comment either on Facebook or later on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or all the things that eventually this video will go on, but it always goes on Facebook and YouTube kind of first. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your time and your energy. So we're going to keep this video going, but now we're going to go ahead and switch over to Sagittarius. So I'm going to put all the bones and charms back in the bowl and let them charge a little bit with the crystals. And then we'll maybe do a little bit more incense and a quick sound bell. And then, yeah, we'll see what's coming up for Saggy. All right. But yes, enjoy this time period, Scorpio. And I will see you guys later. If you're leaving now or if you're staying, that you're always welcome to, of course. Since, again, these are general readings and you may not be a sun sign Scorpio, but even if you are, whatever sign comes before you and comes after you, you're going to have a lot of those aspects in your individual birth chart. So if you're a sun sign Scorpio, you may have a lot in your chart for Sagittarius, but also for Libra. So always, read up about that too if you feel guided, or watch other videos, whatever. Okay, so yeah, let's just get all the bones and charms here back in the bowl. That's all of them. Okay, let me go ahead and put this down for a little bit. Down, and so you can see what's going on. And put this back in the bowl and let it chill with some crystals for a moment. Crystal, a little selenite crystal there. Oops, and knock stuff over. There we go. You might grab a little bit of water here too, just because I've been talking a lot and I get thirsty. Yes, water, incense, all the things. Where is my lighter? Oh, here we go. All right. Hold on. Okay. So I'm gonna do a little different incense. This is like this matchstick incense that I have. It's not as strong as the other one, but it still does what it's supposed to do. So we're gonna use a little bit of smoke here to clear the energy from the bones and charms as well. Clear Scorpio. Welcome in, Sag. All right. And then we'll just kind of, whoa, not throw that, but put that to the side. There we go. Okay. And we get our sound bell. Put this over here a bit. Okay. Oops. Let's do that again. All right. So here we go, guys. So we're gonna clear energy with the sound as well. So if you want, you can take a couple of deep breaths, or you can just listen. If it's loud, you can turn it down if you're sensitive to sound, but it won't be forever. All right, so this is going to be for Sagittarius for November. Over a little bit, and now I'm going to go ahead and shake the bones and charms, and while I do that, it may get a little loud. Again, it won't be forever, but that's the way that I have to shuffle them, so just bear with me. Okay. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for fire sign Sagittarius for November for their highest good. Spirits, guide my hands. Spirits, guide my hands, messages for fire sign Sagittarius, the Archer for November for their highest good. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Spirits, guide my hands. Spirits, guide my hands. Okay, let's do a little bit more. I just want to, don't come out yet. Okay, a little bit more. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Spirits, guide my hands, messages for Sagittarius for November. For the highest good. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Sagittarius. Messages for Sagittarius for November. Okay. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Sagittarius. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Sagittarius for November. For their highest good. Spirits, guide my hands for Sagittarius for November. What do they need to see? For November, for their highest good. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Sagittarius for November. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Sagittarius for November for their highest good. Spirits, guide my hands for Sagittarius for November for their highest good. Alrighty. That was kind of quick, actually. Or it felt quick to me anyway. Alright, so let me just flip over a couple of them that I can real quickly so you can see and move them more on the mat. Once they fall off of the black mat, they are in past energy, but I just kind of want to move it over a little bit. I'm not altering what they mean, and then I'm flipping over some of the bones and charms. Let me go ahead and lift this up and see where everything is at. I will also take a picture that I will post later for some people who want to come back and look at it again. Bring this in a little bit. Okay. Okay. I think, oh, I could flip this one maybe. I'm messing up too much of the other ones. Please and thank you. Oh, maybe that one too. Like that. Okay, that looks good enough because I don't want to, like I said, alter. Some of them are on top of each other, so we'll just have to do it as we go. Okay, let me stop there. All right, let me take a picture and then we'll get started. Sagittarius. Okay. Let's see here. Boop. All right. Let's close that. Okay. And I'm going to put the camera down just for one more second. Just so I can figure out where Spirit wants me to start this reading. So let me just put this down again for 1 second. And turn down the stupid commercials. Okay, look at that baby all hanging off. That's funny. Okay, hold on. I'll leave the camera there while I do this real quickly. Spirits, guide my hands. Where would you like me to start the Sagittarius reading? Spirits, guide my hands. Would you like me to start the Sagittarius reading? Oh, no, it's right there. Okay. We follow it right here. It's really hot, so if we look, that is where one of the skulls is, Sagittarius. So the energy was drawn to right here. If you can see as I get closer, I'm trying to move slowly because then the camera doesn't focus. Both of your skulls this month, Sagittarius, are both kind of in that center. So you can see that one's kind of on its side, if you can see, but I'll just show you. There's that, right? It's just kind of resting on its side. And then the other one's here. So they're both in your center. So kind of like Scorpio, but very different reading in the way that there's a lot of stuff on your mind, Sagittarius, during the month of November or even beyond, right? Since all the readings that I do are timeless, it may resonate not just for November. But this could be about you or someone or multiple people, general environment situation. But both the skulls being right here and both in the center, you got relationships and love on your mind. You got work and money on your mind. You got spiritual and conscious on your mind. You got body and mental health on your mind, or someone else does. So a lot on the mind. But also I see with that Sagittarius, there's a lot of clearing that one person is thinking a lot about, or one aspect of yourself or aspect of someone else, etc. Because underneath that other skull in the center, there is the scissors, okay? But also we have, also underneath that skull is part of, or if not just directly touching one of the points of the sun. So a lot about happiness, thinking a lot about happiness as well. But there's a slow cutting away that is either already happening or is going to happen here, with the turtle being like really gently on top of those scissors as well. If we go this way, Sagittarius, there's a lot of thinking about money and abundance and how to be more proactive for money and abundance, but not just with physical money, 3D money, right? It could be spiritual abundance. It could be abundance with body and mental health, Okay, it could be all the types of abundance here. So being more proactive with that raccoon penis bone in the center there, or claw, not penis bone, but the raccoon claw. That's not a raccoon either. I'm sorry, that is the coyote. When an autopilot, because I was looking over here, this is the coyote claw. So what I was going to say was coyotes are also pack animals. So something about community and manifesting with others or within a community could be heavy on someone's mind here too. If we go this way, Sagittarius, going over the details is going to be really important because this skull is right on top of the strawberry here. Okay, and then on the other side is now finally that raccoon penis bone that's leading both into each other. I have two in this kit. So again, it's like masculine energy, masculine energy, masculine energy. How to be more proactive, going over the details within something to bring more abundance, to slowly cut away something as well, to clear something, ultimately to like focus on happiness here. And that's kind of what we all want eventually, right? In one way or another. There could also be something here, Sagittarius. Well, I don't want to get too into that yet, but well, whatever. We're already here. Because this is where I wanted to start. So it's like weird. It's like sometimes it'll, for a reading, be like in one section clearly, and then when it's in the center, it's kind of like, all right, we can go anywhere. But if we pull all the way back out, I would say, much like Scorpio in some ways, the majority of your bones and charms this month, Sagittarius, are in work and money, in spiritual and conscious. But I started to kind of go this way because we started in the center where the skulls are. And so I'm just going to go ahead now into relationships and love, and then I'll move into work and money because it wasn't, clearly like right here or right here or right here. It was more like start in the center, and then it kind of, that's where it was leading me to go out. So we will do that. All right, so let's see here, Saji. With being more proactive, we talked about the raccoon penis bones, okay, and being more proactive about the details. When we're in relationships and love, it's all relationships. It's romantic, platonic, work, family, friends, self-love, right? You have Saturn here, okay? So Saturn is getting you or someone else, most people, general environment situation, really serious about how to clear stagnant energy in your relationships. And also, just flipping it over, with the ship anchor here, is about how to clear stagnant energy and how to have freedom and safety in relationships, in multiple relationships or one or whatever it is for you. Since it is a general reading, I would say I do like, if we look at it this way too, Sagittarius, you have masculine energy here and you have feminine energy over here with the seashell, okay? So both being proactive, going over the details in a relationship or multiple relationships, but also having that softer, receiving, more gentle energy too, to maybe also clear something or get more serious about where do I drop the anchor when I need to stay and be safe, and where do I lift the anchor when I need to go, when the ship needs to move, okay? Now, if we go this way, Sagittarius, also right on the line between work and money and relationships and love. Besides that other seashell, we have another seashell over here. It's going more that way, but you could say there's like double feminine energy here, but this masculine energy then leads to another masculine energy. So it's just like you've got a little bit of equal, like double feminine, double masculine kind of going on there. If we go this way, Sagittarius, there is a little bit of irresponsibility energy here showing up with the irresponsibility coin. It could be that your spiritual team, okay, over here with the angel coin, okay, being half in the past and half in the present, wants you to do something about your relationship goals and dreams and desires. Here with the dragonfly, I just moved it out so you could see it. It was kind of in that ornate pattern there. Because there is also a transformation that maybe has already started for some or is going to start here with the butterfly. And this transformation could start in your sleep or in someone's sleep. So when I have this baby and it's going down, that's my symbol for like sleep. Okay. And then maybe started a little bit in the past. This transformation in the sleep. So transformative dreams, astral travel, spiritual downloads. This could be happening for you, Sagittarius, or someone else. Multiple general environment situation. But it could also be, if it's not like happening in the sleep, it could be something about relationships with children, okay, is important this month. It could be your children or someone else's children, or it's just like a childlike energy. It could be your inner child work is important, or your inner child needs more sleep, or someone's kids need more sleep. Something about sleep here could be important, but it doesn't have to be like, oh my God, you know? So I do see too, though, like going into the past in terms of your relationships. On one hand, there was a lot of abundance. Okay. There was also someone or some energy listening for something, feminine energy, that soft receiving energy with the seashell here. But there was also a big no in the past in terms of relationships. Okay. So when I see the angel coin very close to the no angel coin, they're both angels. It's like no could be spiritual protection, right? So what do they say? God's rejection. No, rejection is God's protection. How would they say it? Something like that. So if there was a no in one relationship or multiple relationships in the past, your spiritual team, your angels, your guardian angels, ancestors, etc., past and loved one friends, people who love you here with Cupid and you love them, they are like, that happened for a reason, or for a season, or whatever that I'm hearing, because there's still a little bit irresponsibility here, but it's like more on your side or someone else's side in terms of like what they want in a relationship or certain types of relationships, right? Because there is that transformative energy. There also is a very nice protective energy here that was a little similar to Scorpios, but different. With that, it's one of my new bones. That's the bobcat tooth. Okay. I think of bobcats, I think of big, huge cats, fierce energy. And tooth means, again, chewing over, digesting something. So you or someone else could be thinking a lot about these things during the month of November and beyond. But if we go up this way here to Sagittarius, right on the line between work and money and relationships and love in the past, you had that nutmeg here right next to the chair. So in the past, there was something either going on in the home or with the home or where you feel at home in the past. It's connected to your relationships, all types of relationships, and it's also connected to your work and money. So where do you feel at home in your relationships? Where do you feel at home with the work or with the money or the side hustle or etc.? There's something like connected there, and it does make sense. I'm trying to think of the phrase, but they say, right, like what you value or how you're valued by others is going to be similar not only in your relationships, but your relationship with work and money too. I feel like this came up in one of your recent readings here, Sagittarius. So just think about it. It's going to be different for everybody, okay? So now as we move into the work and money section, though, and we're staying in this past energy, what's on the white part of the mat, perhaps you or someone else was also thinking a lot about your support system here with the snake vertebrae, and then you have your other human teeth bone here. So thinking a lot about support. Where do I find support with the work, with the money? Also, maybe there was a lot of clearing energy here in the past. And what is the past? It could be a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years, etc., whatever it is for you. Now, this thinking about these things in terms of work and money or being valued, it also has something here to do with either a parent or being a parent or with a blood family or whatever you consider your family or tribe here, Sagittarius, with that seahorse there. Again, now over this side, I turn it this way, you can see a little better. This is one of my other new bones. This is a part of the whale vertebrae. Really small piece, obviously, but that's good because we got a lot of small stuff. So 2 vertebrae, snake vertebrae, whale vertebrae. So support system and something with the family here in terms of work or money is really showing up here or being valued. There could be at the beginning of the month or throughout the month or just in general, a lot of emotions with that, okay? With the water charm being over here, Sagittarius. But on the other side of that or very close to it, we see the freedom cuffs. This is the coffin. I'm going to flip it over so you can see it a little bit better maybe. And then underneath the freedom cuffs is the lightning bolt. So your spiritual team, Sagittarius, your past on loved ones, friends, family, ancestors, etc., want you to have freedom, and the more freedom energy you feel in terms of work or money or being valued, these new ideas are going to come in. So you already have been thinking about this in the past. Both these 2 human teeth bones are half on the white mat, half on the black mat. So this makes sense, Sagittarius, because you're known as the freedom sign, right? Jupiter is your ruler. Let's see what's under there. Oh, there's the listening bells. Okay, so I'm going to move over the alligator claw just for a second so we can flip over that listening bells and kind of see what's there. So, kind of putting it back roughly to how it was. The alligator claw is a symbol for good luck. You have 2 big symbols for good luck and work and money this month, Sagittarius. Alligator claw, lucky rabbit's foot. So this alligator claw, underneath it with the listening bells there, and then on one side the coyote claw, and then the other side the conch female shell, the conch shell, female energy, listening, open to receiving, manifesting something with the work, with the money, or being valued if you no longer work, right? Also with the 3rd human teeth bone here, chewing over, digesting a lot about what is your community power and your individual power with the honeybee here, with the work, with the money, with being valued, okay? I'm going to have to move this over so I can see what's underneath that lucky rabbit's foot. We got a lot going on. This is your busiest section this month is work and money. And then spiritual and conscious is also busy, but this one's the busiest. All right, so here, Sagittarius, we have the skeleton hand, just like your coffin piece that was over here. It's reaching towards the alligator claw, like both your hands are almost together. Your spiritual team, again, is like, you gotta listen. There's something they're trying to tell you. Look at that. Your listening bells. There's something your spiritual team is trying to tell you heavily in terms of your work and money or being valued. So make sure you get in that soft receiving energy so you can listen or someone else can listen, or multiple people, general environment situation. This could have something to do with travel here, Sagittarius, with the ship charm here, but it doesn't have to be. You could also just be being by water, something like that, in terms of work or money or being valued. Now, this could have something to do with a Pisces here, Sagittarius, or during Pisces season, or where you may have Pisces in your chart, or it has nothing to do with Pisces at all. And it's just more about going with the flow here, because over time, the more you go with the flow about what you're hearing and listening to in terms of work or money or being valued here, Sagittarius, this is going to bring more happiness here for you with the sun. Remember, being right on the line between relationships and love, but mostly in work and money. And the more that you can clear anything in the mind or someone's mind that doesn't make you happy in terms of work and money or being valued, the more you can let the happiness in. Because when I picked up and moved over your turkey, sorry, not your turkey wish one, that's down here. We haven't talked about that yet. Sorry. When I picked up and moved your green lucky rabbit's foot, all this other stuff was down here. What do we have? Your symbol, Sagittarius, right here, and work and money. So it could have something to do with another Sagittarius, or where else you have Sagittarius in your chart, or during Sagittarius season of this year, of last year, next year. Or if it's none of those things and we just put the Sagittarius zodiac stuff aside, it's like, what is your work and money targets? Where do you pull back that arrow and hit the target? Because there's a support system here with that armadillo piece of their vertebrae, their back. It's a hard shell, the armadillo, right? I feel like somebody or something wants to pierce through that shell because the way that the arrow's pointed towards it. With the witch charm being on the other side there, Sagittarius, there could be a group of friends or a friend or a friendly type of energy that maybe wants you to think about, well, what are you eating in terms of work and money or being valued? Like, does that make sense? Probably not the way I said it. What are you feeding yourself about how you're valued at work or with the money, or how you're just valued in general? What are you feeding yourself, and what are your goals there? So there could be a group of friends or a friendly type of energy that just wants you to think about that, right? They want to have your back. Again, you had all that support energy coming in with the vertebrae here. Now, if we go this way, Sagittarius, this is also really beautiful. I'm just going to move back your green lucky rabbit's foot kind of the way it was. Some of that stuff was hiding under there. If we go back this way, though, you have the peace doves here, okay, and they're touching. This is your key charm, okay, and then it was on top of the apple, and that bat was on top of the apple. So they were all, this was kind of like more like that, or it was like sitting right on it. Anyway, I don't want to move stuff too much. So here, Sagittarius, it's like there could be a teacher, a mentor, a guide, or your own leadership qualities, or it could also be a teacher, mentor, or guide and your leadership qualities. Something about those vibrations can bring you answers, bring someone else answers, and the answers are going to bring this beautiful, peaceful energy here with the peace doves, Sagittarius. This could also have something to do with a Libra during Libra season, where you have Libra in your chart, or it's just like put the zodiac frequencies aside and it's something to do with having justice, balance, equal give and take, okay, in the work or with the money or being valued here. So I do like to see that it's right on the line, the symbol for Libra, the balance scales here for work and money. Because I feel that when it's touching and then moving more into the spiritual unconscious section, that it's touching the star. So it's like following your North Star spiritually and consciously in your work and with the money or all those things is going to bring more balance. Over here, we got the Leo symbol. The lion is touching the leaf here. And so it could be something to do with the Leo during Leo season, where you have Leo in your chart. Or it's just like, where do you have passion with the work or with the money or being valued? And how can you use that fire energy, just like yourself, Sagittarius, or depending on where you have Sagittarius in your chart, Leo and Sag both have fire signs. Where can you clear stuff? Because there could be some type of letter, message, document, charm. This is the envelope charm, so it's a letter, message, document. Some type of message that either you give or someone gives to you spiritually that wants to bring more balance. Okay, because right underneath it was the yin yang, and then with the mermaid there. So it's like long sought after, wished for a long time balance, because the mermaid, she wishes to be a human for so long, right? The Little Mermaid. So that's just kind of like my symbol for that. if we go back this way, okay, because again, most of your charms are in work and money, and then also in spiritual unconscious down there. There's also, with the book charm here, it could be some type of knowledge comes in from this masculine energy, either to you or from you, in terms of your work or money or being valued. But it also has something here, to Sagittarius, to do with what you're naturally good at in terms of work or money. And there's all this double good luck, okay? So the hummingbird flies backwards. It's doing something non-traditional. The other birds joke around and they say, why is that stupid bird flying backwards? Well, that stupid bird is the fastest bird and they get the sweetest nectar. Okay, so there's all this good luck around it. So here we have the horseshoe with the ladybug inside, and then you have your four-leaf clover. So some of that started a little bit in the past here, Sagittarius, but then goes more into the future, current, present energies too. So maybe there were some particular seeds that were planted in the past with work or money or being valued here with the corn that was like promising some type of prosperity or talking or associated with prosperity. And then here, Sagittarius, you got the symbol for Capricorn, then you've got the elephant, and then you have the feminine charm on top of the elephant. So you could be, or someone or the energy, putting in a lot of effort with some type of feminine memories. What does that mean, feminine memories? It could be a memory about someone who's got a lot of feminine energy, or it could be that the more you tap into feminine energy, this soft receiving energy, that then you remember something or someone else remembers something. Elephants never forget. And when you put in that effort, it could even have memories to do with someone who is a Capricorn, or has a lot of Capricorn in their chart, or something to do with Capricorn season of this year, of last year, of next year, but it doesn't have to be. It's just really that symbol for the goat. So the goat going up the mountain and putting in a lot of hard work and being resilient with that here. I like to see the Capricorn energy, that resilient, hardworking, slow-moving earth energy in your work and money section, Sagittarius, because I say this because I'm a sun sign Sag, and I think my Mercury's in Sag too, but we need the earth slow-moving energy sometimes to slow us down, because we just want to keep going with that fiery energy, the Leo energy there too. So I like that there's like some kind of balance there with some of the earth energy too. So there could be something about specific memories in terms of our work and money or being valued, this feminine energy, about maybe it's like old memories of an old job or something to do with like hardworking energy. All right, but whatever it is, it's nice here, Sagittarius. It's gonna be different for everyone since it is a general reading. But yeah, let's kind of move now into your spiritual unconscious, and then we'll finish up with the body and mental health, but there's not a whole lot there. So generally I would say whatever you're doing there, keep doing, because Spirit's like, we got all this other stuff to focus on. Doesn't mean, don't do the things. But anyway, since we're kind of already talking about some of these things that are on the line, it makes sense to now move into this section. So if you don't like the word spiritual or unconscious, you can think of this section as just your intuition or your gut reactions to things, right? But I want to start in the past, things that are gone off of the main black mat. So here in the past, Sagittarius, we have your turkey wishbone here. All right. So there could have been something that that's right, Nefertiti, she came in and meowed and then walked out. That you've been wishing for here, Sagittarius, or thinking a lot about what you spiritually wish for, or unconsciously, or deep down in your gut, your intuition wishes for. That maybe in the past there was a little bit of confusion here with the clouds, confusion about how to take the masculine energy, okay, with this coyote penis bone here, and make it safe to manifest something spiritually that maybe you've wanted for a long time, or even past lives energy you wanted or someone wanted for a long time. How to do that safely without being confused. But I also see here, Sagittarius, a lot of healing started in the past with the lizard kind of climbing up this way into the present current energies. And also here, Sagittarius, with the spider in the spider web, it's like your spiritual unconscious intuitive environment, right, in the past was maybe more focused on healing, or not that you're not focused on healing anymore, but it was like it started in the past to be a catalyst for whatever else we're going to see up here. So on one side, it's like there's healing in the spiritual environment, and on the other side, maybe because in another aspect of it, it was like confusion and how do I manifest more in a safe place spiritually and consciously. Okay, now if we go up this way here, Sagittarius, we have the dog ankle bone right on the line between spiritual and conscious and body and mental health. And then we have the puzzle piece charm. So the more that you or someone else or the environment can be more flexible in terms of where you find the pieces to your puzzle, it's going to be easier for you or easier for someone else. Also, if we move this way, Sagittarius, you need to, and maybe you already do, or maybe someone already else does, or however it is, right? The challenges actually bring you freedom. Okay, so with the mountain charm here and then Pegasus, the winged horse, look at the challenges, the spiritual unconscious challenges is actually a blessing in disguise, going to bring more freedom. Now, if we go this way, Sagittarius, there's a spiritual wish here that maybe can't manifest yet. Again, this old spiritual wish, past life stuff, maybe even that maybe can't happen yet until we do further clearing. So here we have the broom. Okay, I'm just showing it to you because sometimes it gets, whatever gets on this pattern gets lost sometimes. So the more spiritual cleansing that you do or someone else does, a general environment situation, then maybe we can get that wish closer, right? If we go this way, Sag, though, there is some type of leap of faith that is either going to happen or already is, because there's still some questions here. So the frog is like, you know what? There's always going to be questions. I'm going to just leap anyway, right? I don't know why. That's how it feels, Sagittarius. So that frog is using those spiritual unconscious questions is almost like a lift off to do something where we don't necessarily know what the outcome is going to be. Because there's all this movement here. Remember I said the majority of your bones and charms are working money and spiritual unconscious. We see the movement here with the bicycle. A lot of change, a lot of movement. You could also talk about spiritual unconscious traveling, astro travel in your dreams, lucid dreaming, all the things. We talked about that over here too with the baby a little bit, and the butterfly and relationships and love. Oh my gosh, you guys, you have to see this. Look. What are you doing, Neffy? I don't know if you guys can see. She's just looking out the window. Neffy. Meow. Okay. That's a message for somebody. Right, Sagittarius? Keep looking out the window even if you got questions. Nefertiti is ready to make that leap of faith. She said, I'm jumping out this window. Please don't do that, Neffy. But no, jokes aside, that is a message, right? So here with the crown, there could be something about leveling up in some way or working with a teacher or mentor, a guide here, Sagittarius. Even though it's not your apple was back over here on the line. Remember we talked about the vibrations, your own leadership qualities, working with a teacher or mentor guide will provide these peaceful type of answers, not only with work or money, but in your spiritual life. So when I see this crown over here too, it's like a level up. It can be a level up. I feel that the more that you think about those community aspects in your individual power here with the honeybee, it's like the honeybee's nose is going towards the cross here that's on the mat, and then the crown was like on the other side of that arm of the cross. So it makes me feel like the more that you put your spiritual nose to the grindstone, or someone else does, with like, what is my community aspect and my individual power? What are both of those things? How can I put my own crown on, but then help other people put their crown on too? I don't know. That's what I'm seeing, Sag. Again, a lot of Libra energy here, a lot of balance, a lot of like, how do I balance out following my North Star with also helping others, right? How do I keep clearing? Because there is some type of message coming in that has something to do with balance. How do I keep thinking, excuse me, about how to manifest with a more proactive masculine energy here? So this is the deer tooth, one of my new bones, and going into one of the coyote penis bones. So manifesting with that masculine energy. What are our spiritual following our North Star mean, and how can it be more balanced? Great. So you got two balance scales. Two balance scales. You have one is a balance scale, and one is your yin and yang balance symbols, is what I was trying to say. So go slow, cut things away, again, that need to be cut away, Sagittarius, with also that turtle here on top of the scissors that go underneath that first skull that we looked at. But all this spiritual abundance here too. It's in all your sections because it's in the main circle, but it really falls into the spiritual and conscious here too. Beautiful, beautiful. Again, look at the challenges as a blessing. All right. Now, as we go this way, your last section here, that's kind of bare, Sagittarius. Not a whole lot going on, but that's usually a good thing. Is just focus on the other areas. I really like that these two raccoon penis bones, they almost look like the infinity symbol, like on the side. Okay, like if they were closed, obviously it would be like a figure 8, but they're open. And it's kind of going through the body symbol on the mat here, right? If we just kind of lifted this up, you see that person meditating. So they were kind of like that. I'm not putting them back exactly, but anyway, what I'm trying to say is, like, there's this endless energy. I feel like you're gonna have a lot of energy this month. That's like why there's not a whole lot that Spirit wants to say to you in terms of your body physically. Maybe you have more energy this month. That would be cool, right? Who doesn't want that? Or energy is just flowing more through you more freely. The only thing I would say is that there could be, and let me show you this way, it's harder to see. There's the cup here, okay, that's landing on the mental word, and then it's kind of pouring over your head. Oh no, don't drown. Okay, so Sagittarius, I'm laughing because it's just funny. The way that I see things sometimes, or say it. But if there's a lot of emotions here for someone during this month, and they fall more in the mental area, even if they're good emotions, right, or they're good mental things going on, it can feel overwhelming. So just watch out for that. That's like the only thing that I would say, because you, again, don't have a whole lot going on in this section. I would just keep breathing. Maybe this is also like, let's say the first thing I said wasn't all the way true. Maybe you don't have all the energy this month, but maybe it's just really about breathing in and breathing out. I almost see that going through the body that's meditating on the mat too, like a breath, right? You could say that's going in one nostril, coming out the other nostril. It's a breathing. So maybe that's just breathing through. Don't let all the emotions good or bad mental pour all over your head. Just keep breathing. All right. But yeah, that's kind of what I see for you, Sagittarius. Hopefully, some of that made sense or will make sense. Always feel free to reach out to me if you want, but no pressure. Whether you do that on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram later and TikTok, all the things. But yeah, enjoy this time period. Again, happy early birthday, Sagittarius, or whenever you see this, Sagittarius, since later in the month we switch to your season. But yeah, enjoy this time period, and I will see you again later for December. But again, your subscriptions, your likes, your shares, all those things, they do help my channel grow since I do these readings for free if you feel guided. All right. But yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of a break here, and then I'll be back later at some point with Capricorn and Aquarius. All right, guys. See you later. Bye. I don't know how to wave like this, but bye, guys. All right. See you a little bit. Bye.